What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. I know I am. If you are, be sure to press the like button for good luck, because good luck is good. Today we're going to be talking about a weird kid, alright? This might be a little bit of a series if you guys are into the first little time, but it's basically this kid that I went to high school with who ended up getting arrested for stalking, and I was talking to the girl that he was actually super into, and this kid is super weird. We're going to start with the first story, alright, which does not involve him getting arrested, sadly, but this kid had been weird for a while, and I think you guys are going to be entertained, because for some reason, hearing about weird kid makes all of you guys go, haha, hee, like button, like, and I like likes, you know? So, without further ado, let's get it. Now, for some reason, I had a concentration of kids at my school who were the bizarre type. There was a group of kids that thought they were werewolves. No, I'm not kidding. I've told stories about them in the past, and this kid happened to be one of the werewolf kids. I don't really know what's going through your head to be actually 16 years old and convince yourself that you're a werewolf, but that's a pretty big gap in intelligence, okay? By the time you're 8, you should give up on your dreams of being a werewolf, you know? Like, you know? I don't turn into a giant man beast every full moon. Maybe I should think about why that is. And the answer is because you're not a werewolf, Derek, alright? Grow up and take off the Batman cape. You're never gonna become Batwolf. That would be a really sick superhero. But regardless, there were a group of kids at my school that thought they were werewolves, and they had this idea that they were pack, right? And once you were binded with the pack, you were binded for life, which is super cringe because the odds of you being binded with a bunch of kids who think they're werewolves in high school for the rest of your life is pretty slim. You know, in the grand scheme of things, let's be honest here. Nobody is like, you know what friends I want to have for the rest of my life? My friends that think they are werewolves. Yes, those are the ones that I will love until I die. But there was this girl who was in the wolf pack when she was a freshman, right? And they had this ritual where you had to like gather around them and they would all howl together, and that would mean you were a part of the group. And once you were a part of the group, you could never like I'm sorry, I'm just picturing a bunch of chubby white kids in Hot Topic clothing howling at each other for a lifetime bond. Whatever, kids are whack. Anyways, and she was in this group, and there was another kid in the group pack who I'm gonna name Clarence, because Clarence is a funny name. And Clarence, you know, Clarence was a little bit of a bizarre dude, and he had a giant crush on this girl who was in the wolf pack, so much so that during the ceremony, he tried to make up a rule that she had to kiss one of the wolves, and everyone else was like, no, no, no. And I've talked to the girl about this. The reason I know this is because she's not a werewolf anymore, you know? She kind of grew out of that. So, basically, this kid named Clarence had a ginormous crush on her, right? And he was really weird. I don't think he knew how to show people that he had a crush on anyone. Because this girl was telling me that when she was in the wolf pack and they would hang out all this stuff, obviously there were couples, there would be wolf people. That's how life would work sometimes, you know? Apparently, occasionally, you just gotta be with your wolf pack and squat up. But this guy would take the whole wolf thing a little bit too far. Like, he had a crush on this girl, right? And instead of just being like, hey, do you want to go on a wolf date where we'll chase tennis balls and double dab in the park and pee on fire hydrants? So, he has a crush on this girl, right? And his idea of showing affection, his idea of being like, hey, baby, I'm into you, isn't anything normal. No, no, no. What he does, and this is not a joke, he goes and got roadkill off the side of the road, took it to her house, and had it in his mouth and said, I caught this for you. And obviously, the werewolf thing is weird. Don't get me wrong. The werewolf thing is super cringe. But even the girl at that point, who was a part of the group, is like, that's really weird. Like, let me get this straight. You have a crush on a girl, right? You're sitting there, yo, this girl's a cutie dog. I can't get her out of my mind. I think about her all the time. I really want to make her mine. I'm ready for that next level of commitment where we'll be in a relationship and howl at the moon together. What should I give her? You know, what do girls like? Flowers, you know, they like chocolate, they like gifts, you know, jewelry is always a good one. Man, maybe I should go find a dead animal and put it in my mouth and carry it to her. Like, bruh, how do you even come up with that? I'm sorry, I don't care if you're in a wolf pack or not. No girl wants a dead animal dropped off their porch. What are you, a cat with a bird? Like, I'm sorry, Tom and Jerry, you might need to cool your jets a little bit. So obviously this guy is super weird, right? And this is where I come into the story. This is how I ended up getting involved. So, anyways, this weird kid Clarence is obviously really obsessed with this girl. He's dropping off dead animals on her porch, which is just the ultimate sign of commitment. You know, everybody knows if you get a dead animal on your porch, you're set for life, man. That's basically an engagement ring in the animal kingdom. Everybody knows that. So the girl, though, sat next to me in one of her classes, and I knew she was kind of one of the weird wolf girls, but she seemed relatively normal. Like, we got along okay. We weren't flirty. I wouldn't even say we were friends. We just kind of, like, sat next to each other. It was no big deal. No skin off our back, right? And apparently Werewolf Boy thinks that I'm moving in on his woman, alright? He's like, listen, I've dropped a dead animal off on her porch. You're not allowed to look at her, think about her, exist with her. You're not even allowed to have classes with her. Because basically, I was walking through the hallways one day, right? And I'm just walking. I'm literally minding my own business. I'm keeping to myself. I ain't got no beef with Werewolf Boy at all. Who cares? Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to square up with a Werewolf Boy in the middle of the hallway. And I hear growling from my left. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Is there a dog in the hall? And I look to the left, and there's this kid wearing a dog collar giving me a dirty look. And so I kind of laugh a little bit because what am I supposed to do in that situation? You tell me you wouldn't giggle if some teenager in a dog collar is sitting there barking at you like, I'm sorry, I just can't take it seriously. Even thinking about it now, if anyone growled at me now, I would be nothing but lol the entire time. How in the world would I ever deal with it at all? So he growls at me and I'm like, what, you good, bro? You good? And he's like, why are you encroaching on my mate? Pause, dog. First of all, I don't know who your mate is. Second of all, your mate? Wait, are we in biology class? Am I learning about canines? Like, wait, bruh, no girl wants to be called your mate. I'm sorry. If you're dating a girl out there and you texted her right now, we're mates, I guarantee you she'd go, I'm not a big fan of this at all. Like, 0% a fan of this at all. And don't test that, all right? Actually, you know what? If you have a girlfriend that you're confident wouldn't break up with you, test it. Call your mate. See what she says. She's not going to like it. So, regardless, I'm kind of like, bro, what are you talking about? And he's like, I've seen you sitting too close to my female, and I don't like it. I'm like, what female are you talking about? Now, let me give you guys a little hint. If you think a guy's hitting on your girl, and he doesn't even know what girl you're talking about, chances are he's not hitting on your girl. So he tells me your name, and I'm like, dude, listen, I was not hitting on your girl at all, Werewolf Boy, all right? Like, we sit next to each other, that's it. He goes, well, why do you sit next to her? Because the teacher made me sit there? Like, wait, sorry that I don't have in control of the seating chart, man. Like, I'm really sorry. And he's like, well, you need to figure something out. Yes, because I, in my infinite power, control the seating chart for my class and can move my seat. So, whatever. He's like, this is your warning, and walks away. Okay. So, after he walks away, the girl walks up to me. She goes, I'm really sorry about that. He's not even my boyfriend. Like, I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He's just kind of whack. And is he wearing a dog collar? And she's like, yeah, whatever. The pack had a name. I'm not going to say it because you'll be able to tell what school I went to. But basically, he's like, our pack does it. I'm like, oh, all right. That's kind of weird. But like, whatever. I mean, you do you. Just make sure he knows that I'm not into it like that. Like, I'm really not into it like that. But whatever, homeboy really wants to be a wolf. So I'm kind of like, this is awkward and weird, but I'll keep moving on. And Clarence the wolf decides that, you know, that's not good enough. So the next day I'm sitting in class and he walks into class and walks us to the teacher and hands her a note. And the teacher looks at him and goes, who's this from? And he goes, me. And the teacher just says, get out. And like, it's no big deal. I don't think anything of it. He's weird. He gives me a dirty look, but like, all right, wolf boy, you do your thing, right? So after class, my teacher kind of says, hey, come here. And I'm like, yeah, is everything okay? He's like, so this kid gave me a note basically saying that I had to move your seat. Do you guys have any issues or anything? So I told my teacher kind of like, you know, basically this kid's weird. He's dating someone. Like, he's kind of weird. He's kind of whack. He's kind of a weird person. So now Wolf Boy is kind of encroaching on my personal turf. So this guy's kind of causing issues, and the girl I sit next to feels super embarrassed about it because she doesn't want to cause issues. Like, I don't even know how she got into the wolf pack in the first place, but she was pretty normal. Like, she was pretty cool, I guess. So she makes the decision to leave the wolf pack, right? Which is a big no-no. Like, in their group, they're like, you are in for life. You have become a wolf member, and you shall be a wolf member till your death. And then they, like, I don't know, headbang to some screamo music. I don't really know what werewolves do in their spare time. Do they chase tennis balls? What are werewolves into? These are things that I need to know. So she decides that she's gonna try to leave, and the guy takes it as me making her leave, like as if somehow I've kidnapped her and told her to leave the werewolf thing. Maybe she's just not into werewolves, bro. You ever think about that? Maybe humans, like actual human beings, aren't into the idea of being werewolves. Isn't that wild? So she decides that she's gonna leave the wolf pack, and the guy kind of presses me about it after class one day. I'm walking out and he's like, why are you making my mate leave the wolf pack? And I look at him and I'm like, bro, I'm not into your girl. I don't know what's going on between you two. I'm not sure. All I know is what she told me, and she told me that she's not into you. And even then, I'm not into her. So I don't know who you've got beef with, but it's not gonna be me. Like, it's not gonna be me. I'm sorry, but I have nothing to do with it. And after that point, I don't know if she talked to him or what, but I think he kind of got the hint that I wasn't involved. But sadly, the story doesn't end there, because I still sat next to this girl for the rest of the year. And as there was drama going on with Werewolf Boy, I would kind of get updates as she would tell me how absolutely insane this kid is. So I guess when she left the wolf pack, they were pissed, and they ended up egging her house, but she knew they were going to do something, and in the grand scheme of things, egging isn't going to be that big of a deal. But Werewolf Boy, and this is confirmed from the rest of the pack that still talked to her, decided that he was going to drop a fat deuce on her lawn while they were egging her house. Like, he took it from a 10 to an 11. They were like, let's throw eggs at her house, and he said, let me poop on her lawn, and then actually did it. I'm convinced the homeboy just really actually thought he was a dog for some reason, like peeing on fire hydrants, all that jazz. So after pooping on her lawn, I guess he also decided that one dead animal wasn't enough, and she woke up to another one on her porch. So she texted him and basically said, hey, leave me alone. I'm not a werewolf anymore. Not that you ever were in the first place, you weirdo. And if you could stop leaving, you know, dead animals on my porch, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I guess he took this as a badge of pride, because his response was to send a video of him snarling into the camera. She showed me it, and the kid is literally like, you've challenged my pride. The wolf pack will destroy you. Like, he literally sounded like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain from the late 90s cartoons. So this kid is very obviously mentally unhinged. And the next day at school, I was just talking to her in the hallway. We were walking to our next class together, and out of nowhere, Werewolf Boy comes out the cut really looking like, I don't know, some weird werewolf boy. He looks weird. He's wearing a dog collar, all right? I don't know how else to insult him. He did it to himself. There's no need to come up with an insult for somebody wearing a dog collar. Like, they're wearing the insult. What am I supposed to do? He looked like he was a dork. Why? Well, I mean, he was wearing a dog collar. There's really not much else weird about him. I guess he was a little chubby, but that's life, you know. I'm not going to judge somebody for that. You do what you got to do. No pressure. So, regardless, he's just a weirdo who's apparently challenging the Wolfpack pride. So, we're chilling walking to class, and out of nowhere, Snarling Boy pulls up to us and starts pressing her. He's not pressing me. He's not like, I want to challenge you to combat. He basically says that, you've disrespected the pride, and for that you will pay. You'll rue the day. You know the kid from iCarly? You will rue the day. That's what this kid's doing in the hallway. So, a teacher walks up and is like, is there a problem here? And the kid starts telling the teacher about how the Wolfpack is a sanctity that you're supposed to be in for life, yada yada yada, just some weird stuff. And the teacher's kind of like, all right, we'll leave this girl alone because she clearly doesn't seem into this message, and go to class. And the kid's like, you'll never understand the wolf pack. Yes, that's right, because the math teacher that just yelled at you is definitely sitting there saying, man, you know what I want to do with this college degree and my 10 years of experience teaching children? I really want to yell at kids that think they're werewolves. That is what I want to do with my day. So that's not the last time he tries to threaten this girl in the hallway. And call me crazy here, but you want to know how you don't get your crush back? Like, if your crush doesn't like you and you want her back, you don't threaten her in the hallway. Like, that's a 0 out of 10. I'm sorry. That's a negative win in the point column. No girl's ever been like, man, I thought we were broken up. I really did until, you know, until he threatened me. At which point I was like, yo, it's lit. Oh my God, we're meant to be together. So after this point, at school, he would leave her alone, but that wasn't the last that she ended up seeing of him in life. But that's going to do it for this part of the story. We're already at 13 minutes, so all I'm going to say is if this video gets 40,000 likes, I'll do the next part. It gets pretty crazy. Werewolf guy definitely becomes a little unhinged. There's a couple more parts I could do about this, but if you guys want it, let me know. If you don't, that's fine too. Like, I get it. No stress, no pressure. And yeah, on that note, though, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I'd appreciate you pressing the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the video. And of course, if you're new, press the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I upload videos like this every day and you just don't want to miss it. You know, missing it is very not good. Today's notification shout out goes to a very studly muffin, the muffin that is a stud, which is, I'm looking for a name, scrolling through my DM, NPAEWMV. Big shout out to you. If you want a notification shout out, all you gotta do is turn on notifications, send me a screenshot of my Instagram at Scrubby, and I shout somebody out every day. But on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you, make sure you're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.